Chapter 1 Random Draw. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xia Xin was startled as soon as he opened his eyes. What he saw was the endless blue sea. It was drizzling in the sky, and he was on a floating wooden board. What's the situation? I stayed up late playing games yesterday. Could it be that I died suddenly? Welcome to the Lord Continent. Next, you need to find islands, place the core of the territory, build your own territory, and become a lord. This month is the disaster month. Please pay attention to safety when sailing at sea. The will of the continent, Heavenly Mother, always pay attention to you. Please open the system panel and start your journey. Xia Xin was in a state of confusion, and the sudden voice made him even more confused. Have you traveled through time? Could it be that he became the chosen one? Is it to compensate for my previous life? Immediately Xia Xin felt that he had thought too much, and how could he make up for drifting in the sea? Xia Xin closed his eyes and calmed down. Say something silently and open the system panel. A bright screen appeared in front of me. The panel is divided into upper and lower rows. On the upper left is personal information. On the upper right is the word territory, which is still black at the moment. It is estimated that it can be used only after establishing a territory. Below, from left to right, there are 5 columns: chat, transaction, construction, and personal mall, technology. Xia Xin opened the personal information section first. Xia Xin, no, 002-022-1025, level, 1, 0/100, skill, spiritual eyes, talent, none, occupation. None. Name, none.it. Seems that apart from skills, I am currently a 3-no product. Xia Xin clicked his spiritual eyes, the initial skill given by the Heavenly Mother, which can see the basic information of objects. It seems to be an auxiliary skill. Close the personal panel and Xia Xin opens the chat channel. Chat is divided into 3 options: World Channel, Regional Channel, Friend List. Entering the World Channel, the information is constantly being refreshed. Most of them are to vent their emotions, and some are looking for relatives. Some of them are saying that they are the chosen ones and want to conquer the world. Xia Xin curled his lips. Conquer this shitty world, let's survive first. Juvenile, Xia Xin didn't plan to send a message because he didn't know what to send. After all, he used to be alone and his ability to grow up depended on government assistance. Although most of it was useless information, one piece of information caught his attention. What happened? Why did I suddenly appear on a small boat? I have a phobia of the deep sea. Xia Xin held a moment of silence for this guy. Then I looked at my own board and felt that I should observe a century of silence for myself. Why is it that others are wooden boats, but I am just a plank? Heavenly Mother, did you make something wrong? Xia Xin said aggrievedly. Initial error detected, compensation enabled. Compensation, 1 random draw. I went, did you really hear it? It seems that you can't scold Heavenly Mother casually. She is really paying attention to you. Do you want to enable random draws? Xia Xin did not hesitate and said, turn on. A square box appeared in front of him, with a round hole right above it, just enough for a hand to fit into. Xia Xin lowered his head and looked inside through the round hole, and found that there were only clusters of white light inside, and he had no idea what was there. Forget it, just take one. Xia Xin reached in and took out one at random. Congratulations, you have received a random gift package. The lottery box disappeared, and a red gift box appeared in Xia Xin's hand. It's random again, a bit too memorized. Open. Xia Xin opened the gift package without hesitation. A ball of light flashed, and Xia Xin looked at his empty hands, his mind filled with questions. The obtained items have been stored in the space, please check them carefully. Xia Xin opened the panel and looked for where the space was. After searching around, I found it in Personal Mall. Open the space and there are 20 grids inside. There are already things in 10 grids. Xia Xin counted the supplies. I found that I got quite a lot from the lottery: 10 pieces of wood, 10 pieces of plastic, and 10 pieces of copper. There is also a fishing rod, 2 blueprints, and a talent ball. The talent ball is random. These things occupy 6 space grids, and the remaining 4 space grids are 500 g of bread, 500 milliliters of water, a fishing rod, and the Lord core. These are the initial supplies given by Heavenly Mother. Xia Xin did not check the item information carefully. The first priority was to get a wooden board quickly. Sitting on a board was too insecure. Open the construction column. There are 3 functions: upgrade, build, and decompose. Click upgrade, and find that there are 2 things that can be upgraded. One is a fishing rod and the other is a wooden boat. Click on the wooden boat plank, a piece of wood that can float on the water. Only those with questionable IQ will rely on it to sail. Upgradable. Click to upgrade. Upgrade requirements. Wood 10/10, upgrade, just enough. Click upgrade. A burst of white light flows, and the wooden board underfoot has been upgraded into a small boat. The boat is 3 meters long and 1.5 meters wide at its widest point. Wooden boat, level, first class, facilities, none, power, none, technology, none, special ability, none, good guy. It's even more powerful than my own 3No product. Check out the next level upgrade. It requires 20 pieces of wood, and a facility cabin is added after the upgrade. There is no wood now, let's talk about it later. Xia Xin took out the currently useful materials from the space grid and began to check the attributes one by one. Fishing rod, green fish for fish and treasure chests. Fish quality is no better than green. This is the initial material, and everyone should have it. Seawater converter, green. It can convert seawater into fresh water, with a daily conversion capacity of 1000 milliliters. Resource fishing rod, random fishing supplies, including but not limited to basic materials, blueprints, special props, etc. You can fish 3 times a day. Map fragment, green. You can set the initial location and display the sea map around the initial location. Random talent orb, get random talents. What Xia Xin cares about most are the map fragments. He remembered what Heavenly Mother said about finding islands and then establishing a territory. Wherever he looked for islands in this vast sea, he might not find them even if he drifted for a year. Xia Xin picked up the map fragments, set the initial position to his current position, and then looked at the drawings anxiously, but there was no island. Color gradually appeared on the white drawing. The background was blue, with a red dot in the center, which should be his current position, and then a black dot in the upper right corner. The map will be released soon. Ha 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 ha. Xia Xin laughed. God bless, great. There is an island. Hey, others are still drifting randomly, but I already have a destination. Xia Xin knew that there was a huge difference between having a goal and not having a goal. If you have a goal, at least you have hope, and you have motivation. If you don't have a goal, it's fine in the short term, but over time it can be very damaging to your personal emotions. I just don't know what the scale of the map is. Don't look at it. It's not long. It takes a year to walk. That's too miserable. Xia Xin said to himself. This situation is also very possible. Who knows how big this world is? Xia Xin then checked the construction conditions of the seawater converter. After all, it is impossible for people to survive without water, so it is important to get the water out first. 10-0/30/5. Well, just plastic is enough, not a big problem. Comfort yourself, what the hell is shiraishi? Xia Xin thought for a while and opened the personal mall again. I didn't look carefully just now, I was just focused on getting something. The mall has 4 columns, assets, space, buy, sell. At present, this mall only buys fish and the specific price is not yet known. I will try to sell one after catching a fish. There are only 2 things on the sales interface, one is wood, and the price is 2 white stones. It seems that white stone is the mall currency, the other is a technology card. According to the introduction, it is used to light up technology. The price is 500 white stones, and the words weekly special product are marked on the back. It should be refreshed in a week, but what makes Xia Xin confused is that the countdown under this product only has more than 5 days left. Is it possible that there are only 6 days a week in this world? Chapter 2 Epic Talent. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xia Xin's thought flashed across his mind. The top priority now is to quickly get the seawater converter ready. This question will be answered naturally in a few days. However, there are still 3 wood and 5 white stones missing to build the seawater converter, so it seems that the only option is to go fishing. Xia Xin first took out the initially issued fishing rod and started fishing. As for why he didn't use the resource fishing rod, it was naturally because his personal mall only accepts fish now. Now let's catch the fish and exchange them for enough white stones. By the way, we can also find out the price of the fish and see how precious the white stones are. Xia Xin took out the fishing rod and threw it directly into the sea. As for why there was no bait, it was because of the introduction of the fishing rod. Note, the fishing rod automatically produces bait, and the quality of the bait is affected by the level and quality of the fishing rod. Xia Xin opened the upgrade page. Apart from the wooden boat, the only thing left that could be upgraded was the fishing rod. Click on the fishing rod, green, level, first class, upgrade requirements, copper block 10/1, can be upgraded, remarks omitted. Xia Xin upgraded directly. The next level upgrade requires not only 2 copper blocks but also 1 piece of wood, so I had to give up, while fishing and waiting. Xia Xin took out the talent ball. Bless me, Heavenly Mother, let me, Emperor O, possess me and give me a powerful talent. Xia Xin muttered, and then used it directly. Congratulations, you have obtained the epic talent and become versatile. Epic talent. Xia Xin knew the quality was good when he heard the name. Heavenly Mother, what qualities do talents have? Xia Xin asked tentatively. Talent quality, ordinary, excellent, outstanding, epic, legendary. Unexpectedly, Heavenly Mother actually told him this. It seemed like this was a guide for newbies. Although it is not a legendary talent, it is not bad. Find out what it is. Variety of changes. Epic can cause any item to undergo positive random changes. 3 times a day. Come on, this talent doesn't sound very powerful. Xia Xin was a little disappointed. Forget it. Find something to try later. At this time, the fishing rod sank. Xia Xin's spirit was shaken, and he immediately used both hands to pump upwards, and a yellow fish was caught. This fish is only 10 centimeters long. Xia Xin used his spiritual eyes to check the information. Small yellow croaker, white, level, first class. That it's that simple, there's nothing else, and you can tell it's cheap just by looking at this information. Open the personal mall and sell it directly. It shows that this little yellow croaker can only be sold for 1 white stone. Sell decisively. A white light flashed, the little yellow croaker disappeared, and a white stone was added to the assets column. There are still 10 white stones left. Xia Xin then started fishing directly and caught a total of 9 first-level fish, including one of green quality, which was enough for 10 white stones. After this wave of operations, Xia Xin still obtained some information. For example, a first-level white quality fish can only be sold for 1 white stone, but a first-level green quality fish can be sold for 2 white stones. My fishing rod can currently only catch green and white quality fish. Next, Xia Xin spent 6 white stones to buy 3 pieces of wood, and then directly synthesized a seawater converter. The supplies disappeared and the seawater converter appeared in front of Xia Xin. It is blue in color and has a cylindrical shape, with a wooden base. Underneath, a white plastic tube at the base, and a plastic cylinder above. Seawater converter, green, level, first class, function, can convert seawater into fresh water. The daily conversion volume is 1000 milliliters. Not bad. 1 liter a day is enough for me to drink. Maybe I can sell some. Xia Xin believes that starting from tomorrow, most people will start to lack water. Pick up the seawater converter, go directly to the sea, fill it with water, and wait for it to be converted. Fortunately, the transformed water was stored in the base, otherwise Xia Xin would have to make a cup now. Next, you should use the resource fishing rod. This fishing rod cannot be upgraded and has no quality attributes. What you can catch depends entirely on luck. Throw a shot. While waiting, Xia Xin ate half a piece of bread and drank half a bottle of water to comfort his stomach that kept growling. Open a regional chat channel. After half a day, most people have calmed down now. Brothers, I fished out a wooden box and opened a bottle of water. It's so cool. Envy, all I catch are fish. I fished out an iron box, and then I found a blueprint for a fence. Life has been full of ups and downs. As someone who has never fished before, I suddenly discovered the joy of fishing. I like land and don't want to be in the Air Force. Brothers, I created a blueprint for a paddle and it's ready for rowing. Haha. Xia Xin casually browsed the chat channel to pass the time while sifting through useful information. I didn't expect that the wall drawings would appear now. It seems that this should be a reserve for establishing a territory in the future. But what caught his attention the most was the ore drawing. Only with this could he start on his way. Otherwise, it would be tragic if he had no destination and could not go on his way. Just as he was thinking about it, the fishing rod sank. Hey, it's in stock. Xia Xin exerted his strength, and a leather package was caught. Without saying anything, just open it. Congratulations, you got what *10. It turns out that this is what the resource fishing rod means. Yes, this is equivalent to directly fishing for 20 white stones. Taking out 3 units of wood, Xia Xin planned to try his epic talent and see what the effect was. First use it on a piece of wood, silently recite Baidu, and the 1 piece of wood in your hand turns into 3, go ahead, this is too far. Come again. Variety of changes, a piece of wood in your hand turned into a card, spiritual identification, pet card, blue you can randomly summon a blue quality pet, this is good, it can summon pets, and it's blue quality. Use it later, you still have another chance, variety of changes. This time a scroll came out, spiritual identification, ice elementalist profession scroll, purple you can obtain the ice elementalist profession, I go. Luck broke out. Xia Xin cursed directly, it was actually something of epic quality. It is also a precious professional scroll, it seems that my talent is quite good. Although it depends a bit on luck, as long as you play more times, you don't have to worry about not getting good things. Used it directly. As the scroll disappeared, Xia Xin felt that he had a sense of intimacy with the sea water. It's a pity that I only have a career and no skills. I hope I can get some powerful skills in the future, otherwise this career will be in vain. Sighing, Xia Xin used the pet card directly, and could only summon a pet to comfort his injured heart. Hey, as soon as the pet card disappeared, the sea surface surged, and a blue whale appeared on the sea surface and barked twice at Xia Xin. Xia Xin could directly feel the closeness in the cry. This blue whale is 5 meters long, with a blue body and its head on the small wooden boat. Xia Xin touched its head and found it was very smooth. Check the information with your spiritual eyes. Deep sea whale, blue, level, second, skills, impact, bite, power, 20. Agility, 12. Hey, why does this one have attributes? The little yellow croaker just now doesn't have any. Is it because he is too weak? But I don't have one either. It can't be because of weak chickens. It should be other reasons. Oh, this pet is level, dash. It seems that it will have attributes only after level, dash. The key is how to upgrade yourself. Xia Xin opened his panel again and found that his experience had changed to 24,100. Added 24 experience points. It seems that killing first-level white quality fish can gain 2 experience points, and green quality fish can gain 4 experience points. As for the more complicated ones, there is currently too little information and I am unable to make more judgments. At least I know how to upgrade. It seems that selling fish to the mall is equivalent to killing the fish. I don't know if buying live fish from others and selling them to the mall will increase my experience. I will try it later if I have an opportunity. After patting the blue whale on the head, Xia Xin said, from now on, you will be called Xiaolan. Xia Xin is a bad namer, and he really doesn't want to waste his brain cells on a name. If you have this time, you should fish well. Picking up the resource fishing rod, Xia Xin flicked it, and the fishing line drew a parabola and sank into the sea, and continued fishing. Delightful. Chapter 3 Golden Legend Hero. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Not long after, Xia Xin loaded the goods again, and this time what he caught was an iron box. this was the first time Xia Xin caught a box. He was still a little excited. He rubbed his hands and opened it directly. Congratulations, you got 5 chicken legs and 1,000 milliliters of water. Not bad, it's food and water, the key is meat. Xia Xin directly took out a chicken drumstick. The whole drumstick was as big as a palm. It was golden in color and exuded an alluring aroma. Xia Xin took a big bite. The meat was soft and the more he chewed, the more fragrant it became. These chicken legs are much more delicious than those on earth. Xia Xin couldn't help but sigh. Eating chicken legs, Xia Xin started fishing again. At the same time, I was thinking about my next plan. There is no need to worry about water now. You can fish if you eat it, but there is no fire, so it seems that you need to buy one open transaction. A lot of stuff already exists on it. Xia Xin browsed casually to see what others had obtained, what they needed, and to understand the market. Glass *3. Required for exchange. Wood *1. Straw *5. Required for exchange. Wood *1. Fence drawing. White *1. Required for exchange. Wood *10. Rope *1. Required for exchange. Wood *1. Xia Xin looked at the rows of transaction lists, which were basically exchanged for wood. Everyone wanted to upgrade the wooden boat quickly. The second-level wooden boat would have a cabin, so that they would not have to get wet in the rain. Ever since I woke up, the rain in the sky has not stopped, and it has been gray. Xia Xin guessed that this rain should be related to the disaster month mentioned by the Heavenly Mother. I have to upgrade as soon as possible. Xia Xin thought. He didn't want to sleep in the rain at night. Searching for fire in the search bar, a lot of things appeared. The one Xia Xin took a fancy to was a flint and steel, which he could exchange directly for one piece of wood. Flint stones, white, strike each other and cause friction to cause fire. Even 2 white stones are not big, about 5 centimeters. Having fire basically solves the problem of eating. The problem of accommodation can only wait until the wooden boats are upgraded. In addition to upgrading the wooden boat, there are also fishing rods that need to be upgraded, and a seawater converter in the future. Xia Xin calculated how many resources were needed. The wooden boat has 20 wood, the fishing rod has 1 wood, 2 copper blocks, the seawater converter has 15 plastic, 10 wood, and 10 white stone. Now I only have 9 wood, 9 copper blocks, and no other basic materials. I can only go fishing like crazy. Today I have to upgrade my ship. I have 9 more wood than others, so I can save a lot of energy. As for the fishing rods and seawater converters, they can only be arranged 1 row back. Although the fishing rods can be upgraded now, Xia Xin does not want to spend any more wood. What's more, if the level of the fishing rod is too high and it catches a powerful fish that you can't take care of, then it's not free, so you might as well play it safe. After all, I was only at level 1 and couldn't even see any attributes. The resource fishing rod in his hand moved. Hey, the goods are here. Xia Xin drew the pole directly. There is 1 more card in my hand. Congratulations, you have obtained a legendary hero card. Before Xia Xin looked, he heard the voice of Heavenly Mother. He was immediately ecstatic, and his hands were shaking with excitement. Is the European Emperor possessed? So cool. Xia Xin put away the resource fishing rod directly, and then used this hero card. A burst of golden light appeared on the bow of the ship. When the golden light dissipated, Xia Xin was stunned. A tall beauty stood on the bow of the boat, more than meters tall, with light golden hair and light golden pupils. Wearing a white high-waist skirt. He has a plump figure, bulging forward and backward, and holds a small white wooden stick in his hand, about 40 centimeters tall. She looked around, and finally her eyes fell on Xia Xin. Seeing Xia Xion's stunned look, he frowned slightly, but still bowed slightly to Xia Xin and saluted. At this time, Xia Xin had already realized that this was actually the first time he saw a truly transformed living person. Even though he knew this was a fantasy world, he was still shocked. Lord, Windsor would like to say hello to you. Windsor spoke softly, with a soft voice. No need to be polite. Xia Xin said directly. Can you fish? As a man of action, the last thing you need is a vase, you must arrange the work. Otherwise, why bother calling him here? Windsor was slightly stunned when he heard Xia Xin's words. Apparently, he didn't expect that the lord who looked so sullen just now would say such a thing. In her opinion, Xia Xin's look just now was squinting, but now it seems that he must have misunderstood the lord. If Xia Xin knew his psychological activities, he would definitely tell her that he was indeed squinting just now, but he needed useful people more than appreciating beautiful women. Beauty is just a bonus, being able to work is a must. Windsor didn't know what Xia Xin was thinking, so she smiled at Xia Xin and responded, "Yes, sir. Do you need me to go fishing?" "Well, you go fishing directly and knock out any fish you catch. Be careful not to kill them." Xia Xin gave the fishing rod directly to Windsor. He planned to catch more fish quickly and sell them, and upgrade to level 2 as soon as possible so that he could see his own attributes. Watching Windsor kneeling on the bow of the boat, her clothes were tight around her body, highlighting her plump figure. Xia Xin couldn't help but sigh. A beauty is a beauty, any pose is so beautiful. By the way, look at her information quickly. Check with your spiritual eyes. Windsor, legend, rating, 2. Strength, 32. Agility, 30. Defense, 30. Wisdom, 30. Magic value, 300. Magic value is wisdom * 10. Occupation, hero, bringer of light. Skills, healing, light arrow, light shield. Equipment, staff, white. Loyalty, 100. Affinity, 50. Friendly. Go ahead, this attribute is almost twice that of Shaolin. Is the golden legend so terrifying? But I like it. There are 3 more skills. The most important thing is to have the skill of healing, so that you don't have to worry about getting sick or injured. When the time comes, a healing spell will solve the problem. Just thinking about it makes me happy. Windsor has one more intelligence attribute than Xiaolan. It seems that this appeared after the elementalist profession. It also comes with a staff, although it is only of white quality. The ones in parentheses should be the attributes added by the staff. Xia Xin clicked on the staff. Staff, white increases the user's strength by 2 points. Sure enough, for a hero like Windsor, this staff is a bit too low level. In the future, Windsor must be given a high-end and classy look, otherwise it will be too unimpressive. Heroes also have 2 attributes, loyalty and affinity. Loyalty is full. It seems that the summoned hero is directly full of loyalty. As for the degree of affinity, Xia Xin understood it after thinking about it carefully. For example, when you work in a company, your boss gives you a job. This is your job and you must complete it. However, the effect of how you complete it is very different. Some try their best to achieve perfection, and some really cope with the situation. If the affinity is high, the hero will have strong subjective initiative and will consciously consider the lord. If the affinity is low, the hero will only complete the task mechanically. Xia Xin touched his chin and wondered what the progress bar of this affinity level looked like. Newbie tips, affinity level, undying, -100, enemy, -50, hatred, -30, indifference, 10, ordinary, 30, friendly, 50, closeness, 70, admiration, 90, loyalty, 100. Please note that low affinity will affect loyalty. So that's what happened. I didn't expect that the loyalty would actually drop. I'm really speechless. I don't know how to improve the affinity. Try it. Xia Xin took out a chicken leg, walked to Windsor and said, "Windsor, do you want to eat something?" Windsor raised his head slightly, looked at Xia Xin and smiled slightly. "Lord, please pay more attention, I am not hungry now." Looking at Windsor's smile, Xia Xin felt that the dullness caused by the gray and drizzling weather had dissipated a lot. It looks like the rest of the journey won't be too lonely. Chapter 4 Upgrading Wooden Boats. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Due to your concern, Windsor feels warm and has an affinity +2. It seems that the friendliness can be increased by asking for help, but the amount added is a little too little. However, no matter how small the mosquito is, it is still flesh. If you take your time, it will always be full. As the saying goes, although the road is long as you walk, you will reach the end. now the only fishing rod Windsor is using, and the resource fishing rod has been used up. What should I do? It would be nice to have a few more fishing rods. I hope I can use my talent to conjure them up tomorrow. The sea surface fluctuated. Xia Xin turned around and looked over. It turned out that Xiao Lan had returned from hunting for prey. Looking at Xiao Lan's huge body, Xia Xin's eyes lit up and an idea flashed in his mind. Directly open the trade interface, search for ropes, and a row of them comes out. Rope *1. Required for exchange. Wood *1. Rope *2. Required for exchange. Wood *1. All are exchanged for one piece of wood, but some can be exchanged for one rope, and some can be exchanged for 2 or 3. Xia Xin spent 2 pieces of wood in exchange for 6 ropes. Take out a rope, about 4 meters long and 2 centimeters wide. He took out all the others from the space grid, tied them 2 by 2, and made 3 8-meter-long ropes. Then he tied each rope into a circle, and finally he tied the 3 ropes to the bow of the boat. Windsor, stop fishing for now. I'm going to do an experiment. You sit close inside. Xia Xin said to Windsor after he finished. Windsor looked at Xia Xin doubtfully, but still got up obediently and walked to the middle of the ship. After watching Windsor stand still, Xia Xin called Xiaolan, and then asked Xiaolan to bite the rope. He warned, Xiaolan, you will swim forward later, slower, you know. Xiaolan yelled to show that she understood, then bit the rope and began to swim slowly. When they first started, Xia Xin and Windsor stumbled due to inertia. Windsor lay directly on Xia Xin's back, and the bulging flesh deformed due to the squeeze. Windsor's face immediately turned red, and she immediately stood up straight, turned her back, touched her cheek with the back of her hand, and turned her head to secretly look at Xia Xin's reaction. However, Xia Xin didn't notice at all at this time. He watched the wooden boat slowly start to float and laughed out loud, shouting, sure enough, we need more wood pulp. Xia Xin was originally worried about how he could row a boat without wood pulp, but now he has solved the problem directly, and it is much faster than using wood pulp. Xiao Lan, go a little faster. Xia Xin ordered directly, as Xiaolan speeds up. The speed of the wooden boat also increased. After that, Xia Xin asked Xiaolan to speed up many times, and finally selected a speed range where the boat's speed was not slow but relatively stable. Windsor looked at the smiling Xia Xin and was unconsciously infected by him, with a smile on her face. Okay, Xiaolan, stop. Xia Xin called to Xiaolan. He was just trying to see if the method worked. He didn't follow the map, so don't go too far. Go on and hunt for food. Come back when it gets dark. Xia Xin touched Xiaolan's head and ordered. Xiaolan chirped and dived into the sea. Windsor, keep fishing. Windsor nodded and walked to the bow of the ship. When passing by Xia Xin, she accidentally looked at Xia Xin and immediately looked away. Her face flushed again. Xia Xin glanced at Windsor strangely, not understanding what was going on and always feeling like he had missed something. Alas, I spent 2 more wood, and there are 7 left. Upgrading the boat requires 20 wood, which is 26 white stones. Can I catch so many fish in one afternoon? I hope Windsor has better luck than me. Next, Xia Xin opened the chat channel, watched others chatting, and waited for Windsor. Brothers, I just got a silver treasure chest and opened a talent ball directly. I got a green quality talent. I can breathe underwater for an hour. Emperor O must die a happy death. Are there any good things like this? All I catch are small miscellaneous fish. I also got the talent ball, but it's not of white quality. I can get 5 white stones every day. I just killed a 2nd level small yellow croaker, obtained a white skill stone, and learned a skill. Looking at the chat records of others in the world channel, Xia Xin realized that you can also get talent balls by opening treasure boxes. Not many people get talents, but there are a few from time to time. Why can't I catch the talent ball myself? I still like the talent of being able to breathe underwater. Also, it turns out that you can also explode things by killing monsters. But I sold a few fish but nothing came out. Maybe it's because I didn't kill him and just sold it. Just as he was thinking about it, Windsor handed over a fish and subconsciously used his spiritual eye skills: blue swordfish, green, level, second power, 12. Agility, 13. Defense, 12. Skills, water arrow, extreme speed. It is also the second level, and the green quality Xiaolan has an average of 5 lower attributes than the blue quality Xiaolan. It seems that quality affects the strength very much. I don't know what quality I am. Xia Xin thought to himself. After taking it, Xia Xin punched the fish hard. After the fish died, a burst of green light flashed, and then the fish disappeared, leaving only a green stone, the size of a pebble. Congratulations, you have obtained the skill stone and water arrow technique. It turns out that the fish disappeared after exploding something. I thought I could continue to sell it for money. I opened the panel and looked at my experience, which increased by 8 points. I still didn't understand the mechanism, so I asked Heavenly Mother, but she ignored me. Forget it, I can summarize it in a day or two. Pick up the skill stone and look at it with your spiritual eyes. Water arrow, increase attack power by %, learning conditions, water and ice elemental user, learn directly. Xia Xin felt like he had more information in his mind, as if he had been practicing for a long time. With a wave of his hand, a water arrow appeared out of thin air and hit the wooden boat, creating a wooden pit. Xia Xin was stunned. It was okay. It was no big deal. He would upgrade the wooden boat later. Xia Xin fired 5 more water arrows in a row, but couldn't fire any more. Xia Xin estimated that he was out of mana, which was the magic value. After that, Xia Xin just sat down and rested, constantly recovering and releasing water arrows. Unconsciously, it was getting dark, and Xia Xin had collected enough white stones, and even more. During this period, Windsor caught a total of 15 first-level white quality fish, 1 white second-level fish, 1 white third-level fish, 5 green first-level fish, and 1 green third-level fish. A total of 35 white stones were sold. Unfortunately, nothing emerged from killing so many fish. However, after selling so many fish, Xia Xin finally understood how to calculate the price of fish. The price settlement method is, price equals grade * quality. Green level 3 is 3 times 2 and can be sold for 6 white stones. The third level of blue should be 3 by 3, which can be sold for 9 white stones, and so on. Xia Xin directly spent 34 white stones to buy 17 wood, and then directly upgraded and spent 20 wood to directly upgrade the wooden ship. As the things disappeared, the wooden boat became 6 meters long and 3 meters wide in the middle. A wooden house was added in the middle. The wooden house was more than 1 meter high, 2 meters long and nearly 3 meters wide. There were 2 doors at the front and back of the wooden house, which could lead to both ends. Of plywood. This should be the so-called cabin. Xia Xin directly opened the door and bent down to walk into the house. It was clean and he finally didn't have to get wet in the rain. Although it was just a drizzle, it was still annoying enough. After pondering for a moment, Xia Xin opened the construction interface and made 2 benches from 1 piece of wood. This is the basic construction function that comes with the construction interface. In addition to this, there are also beds, tables and chairs, etc. Xia Xin didn't build a bed, naturally because the room was too small. Xia Xin went out and called Windsor into the house and asked her to rest. Then he called Xiaolan and pointed it in a direction according to the map and asked her to tow the boat and set off. Afterwards, Xia Xin turned around and went into the house, preparing to eat and sleep. Chapter 5 Standings. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Windsor sat on the bench with some restraint. When she saw Xia Xin walking in, Windsor thought about resting in the same room with him tonight, and her face felt a little hot. When Xia Xin saw Windsor's red face, he thought of tonight's situation, but he was still relatively calm. After all, the room was basically 3 meters wide. Although there is also a little excitement and expectation, Xia Xin sat on the bench next to Windsor and took out 2 chicken legs. 2 bottles of water were handed to Windsor. He opened his mouth and said, "The conditions are relatively simple now, but they should be much better tomorrow." Xia Xin planned to upgrade the boat tomorrow, but he was a little worried that Xiaolan would not be able to tow it if the boat was too big. It's okay, sir. Windsor said, her voice giving people a gentle feeling. Is this an effect of the light element? Xia Xin secretly speculated. Well, let's eat. Take a rest early after eating. After Xia Xin finished speaking, he began to eat his own chicken legs and checked his personal information. Xia Xin, no, 002-022-1025, level, 2, 24-200, power, 9. Agility, 9. Defense, 9. Wisdom, 10. Mana, 100. Occupation, hero, ice elemental user, skills, spiritual eyes, water archery, talent, variety, epic. Name, none. My attributes are only 1/3 of Windsor's, only about 10 points, and I don't know what my initial attributes are. You can only find out if you go to the next level, but it takes, experience points to upgrade to level 3. I don't know if the upgrade can be completed tomorrow. There are 2 more professions, which seems to be due to the use of profession scrolls. There is also the water archery that I just learned. Turn off personal information. Xia Xin drank a bottle of water directly after eating the chicken drumsticks. He was not worried. After all, there would be 2 bottles of water for the seawater converter tomorrow. After drinking the water, Xia Xin put away the plastic bottle so that it could be used to fill water tomorrow. After eating and drinking, Xia Xin lay directly on the wooden board at home. He had experienced a lot today and he was a little tired. Open the chat channel and see what others are doing. Brothers, it's so uncomfortable to sleep in the rain. Why should you sleep? You are so young, you should stay up all night fishing like me. I plan to go fishing. I'm alone at sea and I don't dare to sleep. I got a character card today, directly. I summoned a person, and I can let him row the boat tomorrow. Envious. +1. +2. Seeing others living in such misery, Xia Xin suddenly felt that he was still very happy. Life is afraid of comparison. He looked at Windsor, who was lying on the other side with her back to him. Her perky buttocks were very eye-catching. I don't have to get wet in the rain now, and I have a beautiful woman by my side. Even though sleeping on a wooden board is less painful, I still have to get a bed as soon as possible. Wouldn't it be more comfortable to sleep directly under a warm quilt? If only Windsor were. I can't think about it anymore. Go to sleep, and continue my struggle tomorrow. Windsor turned her back to Xia Xin, feeling a little shy. This was the first time she rested in the same room with a strange man, and her heartbeat was beating fast. However, it seemed that the Lord did not do anything else, which reassured her a lot. Time passed and both of them gradually fell asleep. The next day, Xia Xin felt a heavy weight on his body. When he opened his eyes in a daze, he saw a delicate face right in front of him. Long eyelashes, straight nose, and slightly pursed lips, which are red and have lip beads. As soon as his eyes turned, his body was also hugged by Windsor. One leg was directly pressed against her body, and her skirt moved up a lot due to this movement, revealing her long white legs. This morning, the firepower is strong. Isn't this a test of my willpower? He quickly closed his eyes and calmed down his blood. He broke away from Windsor, got up and walked outside. It's not that he has no idea about Windsor. For such a beautiful woman, if he has no idea, is she still a man? It's just that the affinity is too low now, so I can't even eat it. What's more, the current conditions are too bad. Only when you are full and warm can you think about your desires. Living conditions have not been solved yet, so how can you have time to enjoy your spiritual life? He didn't call Windsor. In fact, just by looking at Windsor's trembling eyelashes, he knew she was awake. To avoid embarrassment, Xia Xin just pretended not to know. Windsor feels your attentiveness, and her affinity is +3. Due to close contact with Windsor, affinity +5. Yeah, there's an unexpected bonus. Xia Xin smiled, then take out the resource fishing rod and start fishing directly. Now the rain outside has turned to light rain, and my clothes will probably get wet after a while, so I have to think of a way. What's more serious is that if the rain continues to get heavier, there will be too much water on the boat and there is a danger of the ship sinking. At this time Windsor also came out of the house. "Sir, do you need me to do anything?" Windsor asked softly. Xia Xin gave the fishing rod directly to Windsor, and spent 2 copper blocks and 1 piece of wood to upgrade the fishing rod to level 3, with Windsor around. Level 3 fish are basically not in danger. Windsor took the bench and sat directly next to Xia Xin. After a while, her skirt gradually became a little wet. Windsor also felt Xia Xin's gaze, feeling a little embarrassed. He opened a shield to block the rain, and then a burst of white mist steamed up, and the clothes dried. "Let me go, can light still be used like this?" Direct heat dissipation. Xia Xin felt that he had learned a lot. It seems that elemental messengers may not only be able to use skills. You can also develop some uses yourself. It didn't take long for Xia Xin to use up all the times for today. The harvest was okay. Wood *55, iron *10, staff, green, *1. It's pretty good. This wood is almost enough to upgrade the wooden boat. After upgrading the wooden boat yesterday, Xia Xin checked it. The next level of wooden boat requires 80 wood and 200 nails. Iron blocks can be used to make iron nails directly. Each iron block has 10 iron nails, so you are still short of 10 iron blocks. If not, just buy it. In addition to this, there is a green staff. Green increases the user's strength by 10 points and increases magic value by %. Not only does it increase strength by 10 points, but it also has an additional attribute. Xia Xin gave this directly to Windsor, and used Windsor's staff himself. After all, that attribute was obviously more cost-effective to give to Windsor. He could only increase the magic value by 10 points, while Windsor could increase it by 30 points. He took the staff and smiled happily. "Thank you, sir." After receiving the gift, Windsor feels your attention, and her affinity +2. After hearing Tianmu's prompt, Xia Xin also put on a smile. At this moment, Heavenly Mother made another announcement. Announcement to all, it will be rainy this week, and it will be light rain today. Announcement to all, starting from today, the points list will be opened, settlement will be made on the weekend, and rewards will be issued based on the ranking. Announcement to all, random benefits for newbies. Today, all personnel will be rewarded with 3 hours of underwater breathing and 3 hours of wooden boat diving. Announcement to all, please work hard to develop and strive to establish a territory as soon as possible. Tip, do you want to use the welfare effect now? Xia Xin said no directly. He needed to digest it. The first announcement stated that the disaster this week was rain. Although it was not obvious yet, Xia Xin did not think it would be so simple to be called a rain disaster. It seems that I must find a way to solve the drainage problem, otherwise it will be cool. The second point is that there is an additional list, and you can receive rewards on weekends. Xia Xin estimated that this reward should be very good. After all, there are billions of people competing. Thinking of this, Xia Xin opened the panel and found that there was an additional list between personal information and territorial open list directly. First place, Xia Xin, 170. Second place, Denton, 70. Third place, Li Qier, 69. Fourth place, Yi Baifeng, 65. Fifth place, Ogawa Nina, 60. Chapter 6. The First Time into the Sea. You are listening at novelfull.audio. He is currently ranked first, 100 points more than the second place. Xia Xin probably has it because of Xiaolan and Windsor. Afterwards, Xia Xin opened the wooden boat's information again, and his special abilities changed. Special ability, diving, temporary, not activated. Opening the chat channel, I found that discussions had already begun. Let me go, who is this Xia Xin? He has so many points higher than the first place. What a nice thigh. Can you give me a hug? Forget it, it's only been a day, how can you tell whether it's a thigh or not? Xia Xin, right? I will definitely surpass him. Guess where I am? Ha ha ha, I drove the boat into the sea. It's amazing. The sea is beautiful. Brothers, I'm done. A big shark over 30 meters long is targeting me. Xia Xin looked at it for a while and turned it off after finding that there was no very useful information. As for other people saying that they should surpass themselves, Xia Xin didn't care at all. They were already so miserable, why couldn't they let others have a good time? My ever-changing talent has produced positive changes. Do you understand the value of positive changes? Use green excellent to get the lowest level to green, the highest level to golden legend. Use blue excellent to get the lowest level to excellent level. Yesterday, there was no choice. There were not many high-end materials, so I could only use wood to transform it. Just like that, I got a golden legend with a burst of luck. Today I have to wait until the evening to use a few more advanced things to transform it. Not to mention the golden legend, at least a purple epic is not too much. Sir, I have drawn up a drawing. At this time, Windsor interrupted Xia Xin's thinking, and handed over a drawing with her white and tender hands. Xia Xin took it directly, the spiritual eye skill, ship drainage technology blueprint, green after use. The ship drainage technology will be illuminated, a useful tool in rainy weather, conditions of use. Light up the ship technology tree. It seems that this is the core blueprint used to deal with this disaster. This blueprint was obtained with the initial fishing rod, so it is estimated that basically everyone will have it, but the key lies in the condition of use. The ship technology must be turned on. That thing sells for 500 white stones in the mall, and everyone must fish desperately to get enough white stones. Otherwise, the ship would have sunk before anything was built by then. It is estimated that many people will obtain this blueprint today, and with the newbie benefits, they can go to the sea to hunt fish directly. It is estimated that many people will not give up this opportunity and will take the risk to hunt. It is estimated that many people will die today. Xia Xin opened the regional chat channel, and there were still 9,841 people. More than, people died yesterday, so they were considered unlucky. After all, there was no danger yesterday. I must have been unlucky enough to encounter some high-level monster. Xia Xin called Windsor into the room and ate the 2 remaining chicken legs from yesterday, and then each drank half a bottle of water from the seawater converter to fill the seawater converter again. After that, I went to the bow of the boat to wake up Xiaolan, who was resting. He was probably exhausted after hauling the boat all night yesterday, but whales only need to sleep a small amount of time a day. He woke up Xiaolan directly and made it ready. Then he turned on the diving feature, and a blue shuttle-shaped protective cover suddenly appeared on the entire ship. Xiaolan, dive down and set off. Xia Xin shouted, with some expectation in his voice. Xiaolan chirped, bit the rope and started to dive. As the ship entered the sea, Xia Xin was stunned by the beauty. Fish of various shapes and colors were swimming, some were glowing, some had electric arcs flashing above their heads, and some were salivating with black juice. Windsor was also immersed in the beautiful sea view, and she had never seen such a view. Xia Xin came back to his senses and looked at a school of fish not far away. He directly used the spiritual eye skill. They were basically second-level small white fish, with a body length of half a meter. There must be 300 to 400 of them, and their basic attributes were basically all it's 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock. Say hello to Xiaolan and let him swim there directly. All the small white fish immediately surrounded and started to attack Xiaolan. Xiaolan opened his mouth to bite the small white fish, and many small white fish were immediately eaten. All the other little white fish started shooting water arrows from their mouths to attack Little Blue and the boat. There were also a few holes in Xiaolan's body, but the impact was not big, and he was still biting and devouring everywhere. It seems that this defense value is similar to armor, not health value, otherwise Xiaolan would have died directly in this wave of attacks. At this time, Xia Xin and Windsor also began to release water arrows and light arrows. Basically, a light arrow can kill a fish. After the magic value is used up, they can sit on the boat to recover. Anyway, the small white fish cannot penetrate the blue diving shield. Xia Xin saw it when he came down. As long as the strength does not exceed 0.60, this shield cannot be broken, so Xia Xin is relieved now. After a while, the school of fish saw that they could not solve the problem and fled in all directions. Xia Xin began to collect fish carcasses. There were not many fish carcasses, only about 30 fish, and he sold more than 60 white stones. In addition, a wooden box was exploded and a piece of wood was opened, the others were eaten by Xiaolan, and Xia Xin had no organization. He was looking forward to Xiaolan's upgrade. After the upgrade, he would be bigger so he could pull the boat better. I got so many white stones at once. It seems that the technology card is not difficult to buy. Xia Xin was confused. React randomly, why don't you eat minced meat? Others don't have Xiaolan to pull the boat, so they can only row it by themselves. The speed is slow and they may not be able to catch the fish. Secondly, you can hide in the boat and use your skills, but others can only go out and kill the monsters yourself. Moreover, he also had a legendary hero to help kill monsters, so he gained more. After all, he just fired 10 water arrows and had no magic value, and he only killed 6 fish. The other 4 water arrows missed, and the rest were killed by Windsor. In other words, I only got 12 white stones. Based on this calculation, Xia Xin found that Baisher was not that easy to obtain, but it was still much better than simply fishing. Next, Xia Xin asked Xiaolan to swim again, looking for the next target. Xia Xin only looked for fish with low attack power and the same level as himself, because just now he noticed that killing monsters lower than him does not give experience at all. Only monsters of the same level or higher levels have experience. He is speechless, family members. As time went by, Xia Xin gained more and more. In addition, Xia Xin found that there were strange things in the sea. In addition to white bears, he also saw monkeys. Xia Xin didn't understand, but was shocked. He was curious about how land animals could breathe in the sea. Do they also have gills? Later, after looking at the boats racing wildly in the sea, I realized that I still haven't adapted to this world. Sure enough, it is difficult to change people's habitual thinking in a short period of time. An hour later, Little Blue upgraded and became much larger, followed closely by Windsor. Another hour later, Xiaolan upgraded again. It seems that I delayed Xiaolan yesterday, and then I also upgraded. Check out the information. Xia Xin, no, 002-022-1025, level, 23, 16/300, strength, 913, plus 2, agility, 913. Defense, 913. Wisdom, 1014. Mana, 140. Occupation, hero, ice elemental user. Skills, spiritual eyes. Water archery, equipment, staff, white, talent, variety, epic. Name, none. Each attribute has been increased by 4 points, so his initial attributes are 5 points, but his wisdom is 1 point higher. He looked at Xiaolan's. Again, Little Blue/Deep Sea Blue Whale, blue, level, 24. Strength, 2026. Agility, 1824. Defense, 1824. Skills, impact, bite. 3 attribute points are added for each level. It seems that quality is the same as talent. The higher the level, the more points are added, which is a lot if accumulated. Xia Xin estimated that Windsor added more. Windsor, legend, level, 23. Strength, 3035, plus 10, agility, 3035. Defense, 3035. Wisdom, 3035. Magic value, 350, plus 35, occupation, hero, bringer of light. Skills, healing, light arrow, light shield. Equipment, staff, green, loyalty, 100. Affinity, 62, friendly. Although I had expected it, I still felt a little worried. If Windsor were to upgrade 2 levels, her added attributes would almost catch up with her current self. Although Xia Xin could not see her experience progress, he was very sure that Windsor would. It won't be long before we need to upgrade again. After all, she killed nearly 3 times more monsters than she did, but Windsor didn't level up because she killed a lot of monsters of the same level and didn't gain experience. This had to make Xia Xin sigh. The legendary hero really deserves his reputation. Is it possible that I will have to eat soft food in the future? As a man, you can't eat soft food from Windsor, but you can eat other soft food. As soon as his thoughts changed, Xia Xin began to summarize. At present, the attributes added by level up cannot be distributed by oneself but can only be averaged. In addition, the higher the quality talent, the more benefits you will get after upgrading. Each upgrade of ordinary white quality adds 1 point, excellent green quality adds 2 points each, excellent blue quality adds 3 points each, epic purple adds 4 points each, and golden legend adds 5 points each. Chapter 7 Quan Guang, the Polar Ice Bear. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xia Xin couldn't help but sigh that he was lucky. He drew the purple epic talent directly at the beginning. If he got the talent later, he would have missed out on so many attribute points, a second of silence for everyone else. After checking the information, Xia Xin began to prepare to continue hunting sea beasts, but gradually he felt something was wrong. There were no other sea beasts around at all, which gave Xia Xin an unpleasant feeling. Xiaolan, slow down and be careful. Xia Xin warned directly. Windsor was obviously aware of this and glanced around with a solemn expression. Xiaolan dragged the boat slowly and walked slowly. When passing by a seamount, a shadow suddenly pulsed out from the seamount. The speed was so fast that Xiaolan didn't react at all and was hit directly. Suddenly, blood began to spread in the sea, and 2 blood holes were directly pushed out on one side of Xiaolan's body. Fortunately, Windsor reacted quickly and directly put a light shield on Xiaolan to block it, otherwise Xiaolan would not have died this time. Also seriously injured, obviously, this sea beast did not expect Windsor to react so quickly, so that it did not directly kill Xiaolan. It stopped and kept swimming around Xia Xin and the others. Only then did Xia Xin have the opportunity to look at the sea beast. It has a body like a catfish, all white, and 5 or 6 meters long. There are 2 long sharp horns on the head, which are thread-shaped, and the top is shining with white light. Xia Xin directly threw a spiritual eye skill at it. Hyaming bicorn, purple, rating, 6. Power, 40. Agility, 41. Defense, 40. Skills, stealth, ray, collision, speed. Seeing this information, Xia Xin's face was a little ugly. He didn't expect to encounter a purple monster, which was equivalent to an epic level. It's still level 6. In other words, Windsor can effectively damage it, which requires adding equipment to increase its strength to 10 points. Fortunately, the power of this sea beast did not reach 60 points, otherwise the ship would be destroyed. Windsor, you attack directly, Xiaolan and I will harass it. Xia Xin directly ordered Windsor. I have no choice but to fight, I can't run away at all. The speed of this sea beast is much faster than Xiaolan. Next, Xia Xin directly hit the sea beast with a water arrow. After 2 hours of training, his accuracy was already very good, not to mention that the body of the sea beast was so big, but the hit was a hit, but it had no effect. After all, Xia Xin's strength was only 15 points, and the sea beast's defense was a full 40 points, but Xia Xin still achieved his goal, and the sea beasts directly began to attack the ship. It can only be said that this blow does not cause much damage, but it is extremely insulting. For a sea beast, coming to my territory and provoking me is not taking me seriously. He rushed over at top speed and crashed straight into the ship. The shield was not broken, but the ship was knocked backwards for a distance. The sea beast didn't expect this blue shield to be so strong, and it was a little dazed by the violent impact. Attack, aim for the eyes. Xia Xin shouted before the ship stabilized. Windsor also reacted quickly and fired 2 light arrows directly. One hit the right eye, and the other hit the head crookedly. No matter how strong the defense is, the eyes are still very fragile, not to mention Windsor's strength is only 45 points. Purple blood flowed out of the sea beast's right eye and head, and it roared loudly. Its left eye stared at the wooden boat with a scarlet eye. Light patterns gradually circulated on the sharp corners of the head, and slowly converged to the top. Suddenly 2 rays of light were emitted, hitting the wooden boat. It seemed that this was its skill ray. Xia Xin ignored the ray and asked Windsor to hit it in the left eye. After all, sea beasts are not stupid. What if they find that they can't break through the defense and run away? They blind it and then kill it. This is money. This time Windsor fired 2 light arrows directly at the left eye of the sea beast, and the attacks from both sides arrived at the same time. It's just that Windsor blinded the sea beast's left eye again, and the sea beast's attack only caused ripples in the shield. Both eyes were blind, and the fear caused by the darkness and the pain in the eyes directly drove the sea beast crazy. It rushes around, and occasionally fires rays from its sharp corners, but unfortunately it can't hit it at all. Next, without Xia Xin's instructions, Windsor directly began to attack the sea beast, hitting one eye each time. Not long after, the sea beast gradually swam slowly until it finally died. As it died, a purple light flashed and a staff appeared in the sea. Xia Xin burst out laughing. Instead of selling the fish for money, he wanted to get equipment and the like. After all, he could find ways to get money now, but equipment was too difficult to get. Xia Xin walked out of the wooden boat directly, running towards the staff in the sea as if his feet were standing on the ground. Xia Xin didn't realize this wonderful feeling carefully because he was already shocked by the information he saw with his spiritual eye skills. Quan Guang, purple, first characteristic. Increase light attribute power by 30%, second characteristic. Increase magic value by 30%, third characteristic. Comes with hidden skills, which can make the target invisible after use. It is directly 3 characteristics, increasing strength and magic value, which is a percentage increase. In addition, there is a skill. Xia Xin returned to the ship, gave the staff directly to Windsor, and replaced it with Windsor's green staff. Tip: Windsor feels your attention, affinity +5. After receiving the prompt, Xia Xin smiled at Windsor. You treat Xiaolon first, and then we will set off to continue hunting. Windsor nodded and directly used the healing technique to heal Xiaolan's wounds. After a while, Xiaolan's wounds recovered. Then they started looking for strange things again, but not long after, another accident happened. This time, I directly encountered 2 sea beasts fighting. By the time Xia Xin and the others saw it, the condition of the 2 sea beasts was already dire. One of the dragon-looking ones had one of its horns broken off, most of its scales had fallen off, and there was blood on its body. Opposite it was a white bear. One of its arms was disabled, one of its eyes was blind, and its body was covered with large and small wounds, and blood was constantly flowing out. At this time, they were confronting each other, staring at each other's every move. Xia Xin first asked Windsor to use the stealth skill to hide his figure, and then used the spiritual eye skill. Deep Sea Dragon, purple, rating, 11. Power, 80. Agility, 83. Defense, 81. Skills, Magic Flame, Magic Eye. Polar Ice Bear, purple, rating, 11. Power, 83. Agility, 79. Defense, 83. Skills, Shock, Freeze, Powerful Blow. Seeing the message, Xia Xin's eyelids twitched and he almost turned around and ran away, but he still managed to calm down. Since the 2 sea beasts didn't notice me, then I just had to wait. If they fought hard and hurt both of them, and ended up bleeding to death, wouldn't I be in danger? Xia Xin thought well, but unfortunately as time passed, the 2 sea beasts slowly began to retreat, and finally turned around and ran in the opposite direction. Xia Xin was dumbfounded. Are you still chasing me? After thinking about it, he directly asked Xiaolon to start chasing the giant ice bear, following him from a distance. As for why he didn't chase the dragon, it was naturally because Xia Xin couldn't figure out the dragon's skills, not to mention that the dragon felt more advanced than the giant bear and might be more difficult to deal with. Therefore, Xia Xin would rather choose the giant bear to look for opportunities than take risks with the dragon. It didn't take long for the giant bear to stop on a huge mountain on the bottom of the sea, find a cave and lie down in it. Xia Xin followed behind, feeling that the giant bear didn't look like it had arrived at its lair at all. It was probably because it was so seriously injured that it had to find a temporary place to live, because the bear had been bleeding all over his body, especially his arms. Xia Xin estimated that if the ice giant bear didn't stop bleeding, he might die within a few hours. Unfortunately, I don't have much time now, and there are less than 20 minutes left of the 3 hours of novice benefits. Xia Xin was a little unwilling, struggling in his mind whether to take the risk and give it a try. Finally gritted his teeth and decided to do it. Chapter 8 Troop Nest. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xia Xin still understands the truth of seeking wealth through danger. He doesn't know when he will get this kind of opportunity next time. Moreover, the more you kill such high-quality sea beasts at so many levels, there is a high chance that something good will come out. Not to mention killing it, Windsor should be able to upgrade. After making up his mind, Xia Xin let Windsor attack directly, using the old method of hitting the eye directly. Fortunately, this giant bear was already blind in one eye, so here comes the question. Now the polar ice bear has its eyes closed. Xia Xin is very doubtful whether Windsor's attack can break the defense of the giant bear's eyes. If it doesn't break the defense and he is exposed again, then it will be cool. We can't take such a risk, so we can only let Xiaolan take a risk next. Xia Xin first asked Xiaolan to pull the boat closer to the cave, then told Xiaolan to run farther away, and then released the stealth skill. That's right, Xia Xin asked Xiaolan to attract the polar ice bear's attention and make it open its eyes. Although there is a certain risk, as long as the giant bear does not attack Xiaolan immediately, it will not be a big problem. Then Windsor will just blind its remaining eyes and it will be safe. Sure enough, as Xiaolan released his hiding state, the polar ice bear opened his eyes and looked in Xiaolan's direction. Xiaolan pretended not to know and swam towards the cave from a distance. The giant bear didn't care about Xiaolan. After all, it was too weak and it planned to kill the whale to nourish itself, but before he could attack, a water arrow attacked his blind right eye from the right. His left eye looked in the direction of the water arrow and saw Xia Xin. At this time, two light arrows attacked his left eye from the left. Being distracted one after another, it did not dodge. The first light arrow directly hit its left eye, and the rest hit its closed eyelid. The light arrow that hit his eyelid didn't break his defense at all. Seeing this scene, Xia Xin secretly thanked himself for being cautious. The polar ice bear didn't even see the wooden boat and Windsor, and was blinded directly. At this time, it roared angrily, slapped the cave directly with its paws, grabbed the gravel and threw it randomly outside. By this time Xia Xin had returned to the wooden boat, and the two of them attacked the polar ice bear's eyes and injured arm from time to time, bleeding it continuously. 10 minutes later, the giant ice bear collapsed completely, dying and unable to move. Windsor fired a few more light arrows, ending it completely. Now Xia Xin mainly wants Windsor to upgrade, because it is the most cost-effective for her to upgrade, and since he now loses 4 attribute points for every level he upgrades, he doesn't really want to upgrade. Just have Windsor to protect you, and wait until you find a way to upgrade to legend before working hard to upgrade. Just let it be for now. After the death of the polar ice bear, there was a flash of purple light, and all that was left floating in the water was a palm-sized model of a snow mountain. After receiving it, Xia Xin directly ordered Xiaolan to speed up the river. It was only a few minutes later, on the boat, Xia Xin checked what the polar ice bear exploded. Ice bear troop lair, epic after use. The ice bear troop type can be recruited. Usage restrictions, lord status, owning territory. At this time, Xiaolan had already rushed out of the sea. The wooden boat suddenly jumped out of the sea and hit the water, causing waves. Xia Xin looked at the vast sea. Even if it was raining, it could not affect his excitement. He burst out laughing and hugged Windsor beside him excitedly. Only he knew whether it was intentional or not. After Windsor was let go, Windsor's face was already red. The adult held her too tightly just now, but she didn't know why she still felt empty after being let go, without the full feeling of holding her just now. I really wanted to experience the feeling just now. As soon as Windsor thought about it, she was ashamed of her own thoughts. Seeing the overflowing smiles on the adults' faces, Windsor couldn't help but be infected, and a bright smile appeared on her face. Tip: being infected by you, Windsor's affinity towards you will be +3. Hint: Windsor's affinity for you reaches close. Xia Xin was a little confused about what it meant to be infected. Do you think you are a zombie? But I didn't expect that I could raise my affinity to 70 points so quickly. Well, let's keep up the good work and strive to do it as soon as possible. There is no typo here. Next, Xia Xin asked Windsor to fish with a fishing rod, and then asked Xiaolan to hunt and upgrade in the sea. Now that Xiaolan is 10 meters long, Xia Xin is waiting for it to grow up and pull his boat. Xia Xin then returned directly to the wooden house and began to sort out his harvest. The first is the basic materials. I obtained 15 pieces of wood, 8 pieces of plastic, 3 pieces of copper, 15 pieces of cotton wool, 2 pieces of cloth, and a roll of paper towels. The second step was the drawings, and I obtained a drawing of an iron pot and a drawing of a stove. Then there is the equipment light and a troop nest. In addition to these, there were also various fish for sale, and a total of more than 1,300 white stones were harvested. If nothing else, let's upgrade the wooden boat first. Just now when Xia Xin was selling fish in the sea, he saw 2 new items, iron blocks and copper blocks, added to the personal mall. Both items were priced at 10 white stones. Xia Xin directly bought 10 iron blocks, and then used the construction function to produce 200 iron nails. After looking at the wood, there are 72 in total, and there are still 8 left, so buy them directly, then upgrade. The wooden boat directly became 10 meters long and 5 meters wide at its widest point. Moreover, the wooden house has become much larger, directly occupying the widest part in the middle of the ship, and is 2 meters high. Inside the house, there was a 1-by-2 room separated by 2 wooden boards. When Xia Xin opened the door, he found that it was a toilet. In addition to this toilet, there is about 3-by-4 space in the house plus the remaining 1-by-1 area next to the toilet, where Xia Xin plans to put a stove. After reading it, Xia Xin directly spent 500 white stones to buy a technology card from his personal mall and then used it. Open the panel and the technology column is already lit. When you open it, you will find that it is divided into territorial technology and ship technology. Among them, territory technology still cannot be entered, and you can only open ship technology. As soon as he opened it, it was full of various technologies. Xia Xin turned through several pages without finishing it. There are energy-related ones, power-related ones, and weapons-related ones, but every technology is dim, with a light up behind it. Xia Xin clicks on a technology at random, ship floating technology. After lighting it up, you can obtain ship floating technology. Xia Xin clicked, light, and a line of prompts appeared. It costs 500 gold stones to light up. Xia Xin closed the door expressionlessly. It's your uncle's, 500 gold stones, why don't you grab it? Xia Xin already knew in the personal mall that there are 3 currencies in this world, gold stone, purple stone, and white stone. They are based on the 100 base system. 1 gold stone is equal to 10,000 white stones. 500 gold stones is 500 million white stones. Suddenly I feel that the more than 1,000 white stones I have are no longer fragrant. No, I don't have more than 1,000 anymore. Xia Xin stopped checking it. He felt that he couldn't bear it, so he took out the ship drainage technology drawing and used it directly. A shiny ship displacement technology appears at the top of the technology column, followed by construction. Xia Xin clicked to build. It costs 200 white stones to build, your uncle's. It cost me 700 white stones to get a drainage technology. Xia Xin now understands why it is called disaster month. This is simply no way for people to survive. How many people can earn 700 white stones? Suddenly a thought came to Xia Xion's mind, he won't die this time. Then shook his head, no, no, no. This heavenly mother has spent so much effort to get so many people, and then sends them all away in one wave. The chance of this is too low. There should be some changes later. Xia Xian didn't think much about it and just spent 200 white stones to build it. After construction, the upgrade behind the ship's drainage technology changed to upgrade. Xia Xian clicked on it and found that 1,000 white stones were needed. Just click close. Then Xia Xian walked out of the wooden house, planning to see what he had spent 700 white stones on. Looking around, I found that there were many silver and blue circles on the wooden board under my feet. I didn't know what kind of material they were made of, as if they were painted on the wooden board. Xia Xian stretched out his hand and touched it. There was no unevenness in the wooden board. If he hadn't seen the rain slowly disappearing along with these circles, Xia Xian would have thought he was kidding himself. It is indeed a different world. With my own level of knowledge, I cannot understand what kind of high technology this is. Then Xia Xian returned to the wooden house to make some living facilities. He didn't want to sleep on the wooden board anymore. When he got up in the morning, He felt that his body was about to fall apart and his whole body ached. However, he did not start working on it immediately. Instead, he checked the information about the wooden boat, level 10, 5 meters long, meters wide, facilities, cabin, toilet, power, none, technology, level, ship drainage technology, special ability, none, there is no power yet. As the ship is upgraded, sooner or later Xiaolan will be unable to pull it, so he still needs to unlock the power technology quickly, otherwise he will not be able to travel in the future. Then Xia Xin checked what was needed for the next level. Upgrade requires wood *200, nails *400, copper *20. That I don't know why copper is needed. Let's talk tomorrow, there will be no promotion today. Then he checked the levels of Windsor and Xiaolan. Windsor had reached level 4. Xiaolan had not been upgraded and was still at level 4. Now he was still at level 3, but he didn't panic at all. Windsor was there. Now I can wait and finally upgrade my talent to legendary, so that I can add 5 attributes by leveling up. Now you can only add 4 points. Then Xia Xin took out the furnace drawings to see what was needed for construction requirements. Iron *5. That I bought 5 irons and built them directly. A stove appeared, about a little higher than my knees. Xia Xin placed it in the vacant position next to the toilet. As for the smell of the toilet, how could it be possible? That toilet discharged directly into the sea, and the boat was moving without any worries. Chapter 9 Talent Changes. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xia Xin then spent 2 iron blocks to build an iron pot, and then spent 4 wood to build a bed and placed it next to the wall. After looking at it, there was no quilt or anything like that. After opening the transaction, Xia Xin started to look for such things, but unfortunately he only saw a drawing, betting set *1. Required for redemption, white stone *40. The transaction requires white stone, which is basically required now, because it is the only technology card that can be purchased in the mall. The price was a bit expensive, so Xia Xin opened the chat channel and sent a message to this person directly. I want this blueprint from you. Can I get 10 white stones? Unexpectedly, the script did not go as he thought. Holy shit, boss, I must have done good deeds in my previous life to get you to contact me. On a first-class wooden boat, Li Chong, wearing big pants and a floral vest, was fishing in the rain. After seeing the news, immediately shocked, hug your thighs, you must hug your thighs. This was Li Chong's first thought, and he quickly replied to Xia Xin. Xia Xin looked at the reply and felt a little helpless. It's too good, there's nothing I can do about it. I want your drawings, don't say it's useless, hurry up. Xia Xin said directly. Okay, I will modify the information immediately and assign it to you. Li Chong replied directly. Li Chong had calmed down a bit by now. He also had his own ideas in making this decision. If you want to hug your thighs, you must hug the kind that can carry you and fly. You can't hug the kind that will trample you to death at any time. Therefore, he used this to try Xia Xin. After all, there is no use holding this blueprint now. The transaction has been pending for almost a day and no one has replaced it. I might as well give it a try. If I can hold it in my lap, it will save a lot of detours. Xia Xin was stunned when he saw that the transaction was changed to appoint him a piece of wood. What happened? This guy got his brain kicked by a donkey. However, he didn't really use a piece of wood to win it. It would be unwise to do something that might damage his reputation just for such a small benefit. What's more, he doesn't want to owe anyone else a favor, so he directly replied, change the price. I bought 10 white stones. When negotiating a deal, it must be like a deal. Don't talk about anything else. Li Chong looked happy when he saw this reply. It seems that the boss is a principled person. I like principled bosses, only such people are worth licking. Boss, this drawing is like changing the position of a friend. Xia Xin frowned when he saw this reply. Why are you so obscene? About to reply. Another message came from the other side. Boss, I have another thing that I plan to sell to you. See if you can pay a higher price. What? That the other party sent me a picture directly, talent quality improvement ball, green. There is a small probability that the talent will be slightly improved, let me go, there is such a good thing. Must get it. Bid. Looking at the 3 words in the reply, Li Chong felt a strong aura of wealthy people. 300 white stones. Li Chong hesitated for a while and quoted the price. This was something he opened on the first day, but he never took it out. He originally wanted to use it himself, but after hearing Tianmu's announcement today and the drainage technology diagram he obtained today, he was very uneasy and wanted to get this done quickly. 300 is too expensive, I want 150. Xia Xin replied directly, after all, you only have a small chance of improving. Li Chong hesitated for a while, but finally agreed, just to leave a good impression on the boss. What's more, he also knew that his props were not very marketable now, and Shiraishi's purchasing power was still very strong. Okay, big brother, that's it. I'll give you that blueprint. I just want a friend position. If I get good things in the future, I'll sell them to you, big boss. Li Chong raised the issue of the friend position, and said that there are good things to sell to Xia Xin. Li Chong knows very well that only by being able to provide value can he be valued. Xia Xin agreed directly after seeing the news, but still gave him 160 white stones. The extra payment was regarded as buying the blueprints. Of course, he still added Li Chong as a friend. After getting the things, Xia Xin started to use them directly, use talent quality to enhance the ball. Congratulations, your promotion is successful. Talent changes. Xia Xin was ecstatic. He didn't expect that there was a small chance that he could succeed. Xia Xin checked his talents, variety of changes, epic. Any item can undergo positive random changes, and its quality will definitely be improved by 1 level. 3 times a day, 1 more sentence, that is, if you use white items and use talents, the lowest level will turn into green items. If there is an epic, won't it definitely become a legend? Not bad, but it's a pity that epic quality is hard to get now. Next, Xia Xin deleted the information for applying for friends, and took a look at how many people there were. Good guy, in 9011, nearly 1,000 people died, which is a lot. Alas, I can't help myself, and why should I worry about what others are doing? I can only wish them good luck. As for helping others, Xia Xin doesn't know how to do it. If he has some spare energy, he doesn't mind doing his best, so let's forget it for now. Xia Xin's motto in life is, if you are poor, you can benefit yourself, if you are rich, you can help the world. Of course, the premise is that one's own interests are not harmed. Next, Xia Xin bought some food and gave a portion to Windsor, while he sat on the bed and ate. View drawings. Bedding set provides a warm and comfortable environment, allowing you to have a good night's sleep. Construction requirements: cotton batting *20, cloth *5. Xia Xin looked at the space grid and saw that there were 15 pieces of cotton wool and 2 pieces of cloth. He went directly to the exchange to buy the missing pieces. Nowadays, there are all kinds of miscellaneous things in the transaction, and there are even safety protection props needed when communicating with women in depth. Build using drawings. The mattress, quilt and pillows were all white. Xia Xin laid them directly on the bed. There were 2 pillows, but the quilt was a double quilt. Xia Xin stayed in the house this afternoon, buying some things from time to time, all of which were daily necessities, for example, salt, sauce, vinegar, etc., and even bought some chili peppers, but it was a bit expensive, costing 3 pieces of wood. Before I knew it, it was night again. Xia used flint to ignite the thatch that was opened in the afternoon, then added a piece of wood and made a chili fried fish on the stove, and then used a piece of wood to build bowls, chopsticks, and plates. The 2 of them sat on the bench and started eating the 5 large steamed buns that had been served in the afternoon. Xia Xin also taught Windsor how to use chopsticks. After eating, Xia Xin went out to inform Xiaolan and then took the boat on its way. Fortunately, Xiaolan had upgraded to level 4 and was 10 meters long. In addition, the wooden boat was still in the shape of a canoe, without even a deck. Every time he thinks of this 10-meter-long wooden boat, Xia Xin can't help but want to complain. If he continues to upgrade, it won't turn into a wooden boat of more than, meters. Watching the wooden boat start, Xia Xin returned to the house. Chapter 10 Discount Coupon. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After returning to the house, Xia Xin asked Windsor to dry it with light elements, and then went to bed directly. Looking at Windsor, who was standing under the bed without moving, Xia Xin asked directly, "Windsor, why don't you come up and rest?" "Sir, I plan to continue fishing tonight," Windsor said with a blush. She felt hot all over at the thought of lying on the same quilt with Xia Xin. "What are you fishing for? Go to bed quickly. Work again tomorrow." Xia Xin said directly, "It's not like I haven't hugged you this morning. Don't be shy. Hurry up." When Windsor heard this, her face turned redder, but she still came up slowly. Xia Xin lifted the quilt, then hugged Windsor directly and covered the two of them. "You have been busy all day today, please rest quickly." Windsor was startled when she was first hugged, but she didn't struggle. She just buried herself in Xia Xin's arms and closed her eyes. However, her slightly heavy breathing still exposed her inner peace. Xia Xin hugged Windsor directly because his affinity with Windsor had improved. He would not have dared to do this if the affinity with Windsor was the same as yesterday. Holding Windsor in his arms, Xia Xin sorted out the things Windsor caught from fishing in the afternoon. "I earned 102 white stones from selling fish. The main reason is that the probability of catching high-grade fish with a third-level fishing rod is higher, and the selling price is higher." In addition, he also received a ship thermal technology blueprint, a bottle of oil, and a big steamed bun for himself to eat at night. The basic resources were thatch and 2 pieces of wood. It had to be said that Windsor's luck was indeed better, which made Xia Xin even wonder if the harvest was related to the character's talent and quality. "We'll talk about this tomorrow, now we should use our talents." First, Xia Xin took out the white staff and used his talent directly. Green light flashed, and an emerald green hairpin appeared in his hand. Hairpin, green increases the wearer's agility by 5 points and base strength by 10%. Looking at the hairpin, Xia Xin had a thought, and then used variety on it again, but unfortunately there was no change. "It seems that I have overthought it and thought that I could use the talent to upgrade it to another level. Windsor, this is for you." Xia Xin touched Windsor's pale golden hair. Windsor opened her eyes, reached out to take the hairpin, and put it under the pillow. After all, no one would sleep with a hairpin. Then she closed her eyes again, but this time she took the initiative to hug Xia Xin. Tip: Windsor's affinity for you is +3. Added affinity again. Sure enough, giving gifts can bring people closer together. Xia Xin took out another copper block and used his talent to get a white quality fishing rod. "It seems that the copper block is not a good thing. What is the last one used for?" Xia Xin looked at his space grid, territory core, map fragments, troop nests, flint and steel, and plastic. These things are all useful. Should he continue to use basic materials? Xia Xin thought. Suddenly, Xia Xin thought of a way. He took out a white stone from his assets. This was his first time withdrawing cash. The white stone was like a go piece, with a very round surface. Holding the white stone in his hand, Xia Xin directly used variety. "Congratulations, you have received a mall discount coupon, % off." Xia Xin laughed directly. It was really good. And it's a discount coupon, so you can save a lot of money on expensive items in the mall in the future. When you have more funds, you can try using purple stone or even gold stone to change it. After putting these things away, Xia Xin hugged Windsor's soft body, feeling the comfort of the quilt and pillow, and the warmth of the quilt. It was so refreshing. After looking at the screams of other people in the chat channel, Xia Xin closed his eyes and fell asleep peacefully. The third day came. Opening his eyes, he was startled by the sound of rain outside. Xia Xin estimated that it was at least heavy rain, but the amount of rain was not enough to sink the ship. Others could deal with it by manually draining water. At this time, Windsor also woke up. Xia Xin bought 4 eggs and 4 steamed buns from the transaction, and then asked Windsor to scramble the eggs. For some reason, Xia Xin found that he rarely got food and had to buy it, which cost him some white stones every day. Xia Xin got up, collected yesterday's water, and then went outside to fill it with seawater. By the way, he looked at the effect of the drainage technology and found that it was pretty good. There was basically no water stored. However, it would be hard to say if it rained harder tomorrow. It seems that I have to find a way to upgrade the drainage technology today, otherwise I will have to scoop out water tomorrow. After the inspection, I returned to the house. After a while, my clothes became wet, so I had to let Windsor dry myself. This is not the way. Xia Xin opened the transaction and searched for raincoats and the like, and found quite a few. Raincoat *1. Required for redemption. White stone *4. Umbrella *1. Required for redemption. White stone *2. Raincoat *2. Redemption required *6. Xia Xin bought 2 raincoats directly and placed them next to the seawater converter. Looking at this seawater converter, Xia Xin couldn't help but feel a little depressed. Originally, he thought he could make money by buying water. No one was buying water on the exchange. Later he found out, good guys, everyone was drinking rainwater. Xia Xin just wanted to ask, aren't you afraid of getting sick? Windsor hasn't finished cooking yet. Xia Xin took out yesterday's ship thermal technology diagram and used it to light up the ship's thermal technology. After checking the function, I found that it can absorb heat energy, store heat energy, and provide energy needs for the ship. Xia Xin clicked the build button behind the ship's thermal technology and found that it required 500 white stones, which was 300 more expensive than the drainage technology. After looking at his assets, he only had more than 300 white stones left. Spending money was like running water. Xia Xin found that he didn't have enough money to upgrade the ship. The materials for upgrading the ship only cost 9 copper blocks. The remaining materials were enough to buy 910 white stones. Moreover, he also had to upgrade drainage technology, build thermal energy technology, and then build a power plant, all of which cost a lot of money. Why does it feel like the more money you have, the less money you need? Xia Xin sighed. By this time Windsor had finished cooking, and Xia Xin started eating directly. While we were eating, Heavenly Mother made an announcement. Announcement to all, the demon realm will open in half an hour. All novice lords, be prepared. Attention to all, the demon realm opens once a month. Announcement to all, kill monsters in the demon realm, and you will be rewarded with white stones. Killing the novice lords in the demon realm, you will be rewarded with contribution points and white stones. Attention to all, killing novice lords in the spiritual realm will not gain merit points. Tips to all, merit value is the currency of Tianmu City, and Tianmu City will be opened at the end of each month. Announcement to all, open merit list. Announcement to all novice lords are requested to fight bravely and make meritorious deeds. Although he had long thought that Heavenly Mother would take action to provide people with a channel to obtain the white stone, Xia Xin was still a little surprised when it actually came. Looking at this series of announcements, it is clear that there is a confrontation between the two camps. My side should be the so-called spiritual lords, but I didn't expect that there are lords on the opposite side, and they are also novices. It seems that I will probably meet others this time. I just don't know if I am a blue star person like myself.